Ja Morant had what can be described as a breakout season in year 3. One of the most entertaining, electric, and best young players in basketball, Morant does things that are closer to an athletic star point guard of the past rather than the shot-creating oriented point guards of the present. And at just 23 years old, he's already made an All-Star team and an All-NBA team. Memphis is one of the best young teams in basketball, and he's the biggest reason why. I enjoy watching him play, and while that's a pretty common take, I find a chaotic charm to watching him play basketball. I want to start by talking about Ja's passing ability. I know the dunks and the crazy finishes get most of the attention, but Ja is one of the best passers in basketball, and that skill set is what really makes him an all-NBA level guy. He has said in the past that his favorite player growing up was Russell Westbrook, and while most relate that to the dunks and the athleticism, in a way, he reminds me a bit of prime Russell Westbrook as a passer. I think Russ is one of the most underrated passers historically, and one thing I always enjoyed about watching prime Russ as a passer, and in general, is his ability to make plays in chaos. Actually, I would say it's closer to the ability to thrive in chaos as a passer. Ja is also a player that I think thrives as a playmaker in chaos, but while it's also an ability to make plays moving at an unheard of speed for an athlete, he also has taken what Russ was able to do and somewhat polished and refined it. This is most evident in his driving kick game, which is where his ability to thrive in chaos stands out the most on tape. He's in control when driving to the basket even when it looks like he isn't, and his ability to keep his options open even when driving to the basket at a chaotic pace is what makes Ja such a special talent in my opinion. His ability to make passes off balance is incredible, not only from a stance perspective, but also from an arm angle perspective as well. The angles he throws these passes at are not normal. Like all great playmakers, he leverages his scoring gravity threat to create easier looks for his teammates, and overall he is someone that I think can make his teammates around him better as a passer, which is what you ask for from an elite playmaker. It's what he was known for entering the league. People forget, despite the fact that Ja put up 25 points a game as a sophomore in college, his passing ability was always the biggest selling point of his game entering the league, and in the NBA, I think, at least from a perspective standpoint, that is somewhat flipped in a sense. Now, that's not to say that he hasn't been a great scorer either. The improvements Ja has made as a scorer have been very encouraging. Each season he has seen improvement in this area. His points per game have gone up each season, his field goal attempts have gone up each season, his 3-point attempts have gone up each season, his 2-point field goal attempts have gone up each season, and his free throw attempts have gone up each season. On top of that, he's seen very promising improvements going from year 2 to year 3 specifically, an 8.3 point per game increase, a 4.4% field goal percentage increase, a 4.1% 3-point percentage increase, a 3.5% 2-point field goal percentage increase, and a 3.8 true shooting percentage increase. So not only did he go from a solid scorer to a 27 point per game scorer in one season, he also got more efficient as a scorer as well. I do think he needs to improve as a shooter, but I don't think he's a non-factor in this area either. I also think he's further along in this area than the athletic star guards of the past were at the same age. He has shown positive improvements as a shooter, and I do think being a good shooter will take his game to another level, but at the very least being an effective shooter, someone that the defense has to at least respect, will make him a player that is All-NBA MVP candidate on its own. This is by far the biggest area to improve on when it comes to offense with Ja, but at the same time, he already was a 27 point per game scorer at 22 years old, despite the fact that he isn't the greatest shooter in the world, and he does have the confidence to shoot jumpers at times as well. And that doesn't take away from the fact that Ja can be an incredible finisher. In fact, I think Ja is among the best finishers in the league. He shot 66.9% in the restricted area on 7.9 attempts per game, which accounts for about 39% of his shot attempts on the season. He shot 60.2% on his layup attempts. A lot of those are accounted for in his restricted area attempts as well. The numbers are great, but they only tell half the story, and it would be a crime against humanity if I didn't talk about what the tape shows with Ja Morant's ability as a finisher. Ja Morant reminds me a bit of Jalen Green as an athlete in a sense that the dunks get the most spotlight attention, and rightfully so, and don't get me wrong, I love to see poster dunks, but I find myself more intrigued by the body control and flexibility than the poster dunks. Ja Morant is one of the best athletes in basketball. That's not a hot take. And while his play style can have you holding your breath at times, this is another area that shows how he thrives in chaos. He can be violent attacking the basket, but at the same time, he also is somebody that plays within controlling those moments as well. It's not just about the dunks. His ability to finish around the basket, around, under, and over defenders is impressive. For as many wild things as he attempts and as many aggressive attacks to the basket as he has, his ability to be in control while thriving at a chaotic pace is impressive for his age. I think this is what makes him a special finisher. Yes, the dunks are a part of it. Yes, the vertical explosion, quick first step, and speed are a part of it. You have to have great physical tools to be the slasher that Ja Morant is. But that ability to remain in control at that pace with the attacking mindset that he has is special. If it was just about athleticism, there would be a lot more guards in the NBA doing what Ja Morant does. But Ja does things as a basketball mind that separate him from others. And that's not just something that applies to his finishing ability. It applies to his game in general. Ja Morant is a star in this league. That much is very clear. He's must-watch television, but his game goes beyond the highlights. He's one of the smartest players in basketball. He does things that are rare for his age. He plays at a chaotic pace, but knows how to control that pace, which is just incredible for somebody that's only 23 years old. He has the wiring to take over games when his team needs him the most, and he shows all the signs of being a franchise player that you can build a contender around from a skill set standpoint, from an ability to be the best when the lights get the brightest perspective, and you can also just tell how much he means to the city of Memphis. You can tell it's pretty evident, and I found it pretty obvious watching the home games, listening to interviews, and also talking with my friends that are Grizzlies fans. Shout out Rudy St. Clair. Dunks are what makes Ja Morant an entertaining player to watch. But the other things are what make Ja Morant a future MVP. But that's the end of this video. If you made it to this point, thank you so much. Again, haven't already, like, subscribe, hit notification bell. I'm notified whenever I release a video. I'm making videos about basketball all the time, so if that's something that interests you, I really think you would enjoy this channel. And liking and subscribing is the best way that you can help me. If you want to see other content from me that isn't basketball related, I have a video essay channel where I make long form videos about anime and cartoons. Haven't uploaded there in a while. It's just been kind of hard for me to get a video out over there with basketball videos coming in more rapidly. So I'm going to try and get something out probably by the end of September. I hope so. So you can check that channel out. 2 videos from that channel are popping up over here. One of them about Scooby-Doo, another one about Classroom of the Elite. Click the icon in the middle to subscribe if you haven't already, or check out other videos. Click over here to watch a video YouTube will recommend from this channel. But with that being said, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.